What's happening, Harsh? Welcome to the podcast. Tell me about the origins of Quistek. How did that happen?
That takes me way back.
Is there any meaning behind Quistek or is just...
I was so... I didn't want it to be generic.
When did Krishen decide to not continue and then you took the lead and made Quistek a solo project?
Krishen, he was more he was doing engineering that time.
Since been for playing at festivals like Supersonic, Enchanted Valley Carnival, Satellite Beachside, how is it different from you playing at a club?
Festival is always different, man. Like I love club shows. We were those Twitter boys back then, man, and I was there with Nikhil and this whole thing with Sunburn going on back then, and he started Supersonic, and then I was like, I'm obviously Supersonic, it's not even a question.
Yes. I'll share a fun fact. Ben Böhmer has played at Coco, by the way.
What?
What's happening, Harsh? Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, bro. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for taking out the time and coming. It's 11:20. Quite early for you, I guess.
Yeah, I've been sleeping at 6, honestly, in the morning every day since the last year. So, yeah.
Nice. Nice. So, this is the third episode. I've already shot 2 episodes. One was with Varun from Elements Inc. and one was with Kunal Maske from Penthouze Coco. They being my employers, I thought, I should start off the podcast with both of them. So I prepped a lot for those episodes. I was very nervous also. But for this particular episode, I haven't prepped shit.
Yeah, that's what even I was always so nervous in front of the camera. But when you asked me, I was like, man, we have to do this because I know I'm going to be so comfortable with you. We go way back.
Yes. And thank you for doing this. I believe you have said no to quite a few people.
No, not said no. Kept them on delay until I saw this nervousness on camera thing out.
Okay. So you thought appearing on my show will help you with your nervousness and...
Yeah, because you are you, man. I'm going to be comfortable with you and I can talk to you.
So let's shoot the shit. Tell me about the origins of Quistek. How did that happen?
That takes me way back. I think, it started with this gig in Bombay, SHM, Swedish House Mafia was coming down to Bombay, and my friends were excited. One last tour,
Yeah.
And my friends were excited, and even I used to listen to their music, and they had released that song, Don't You Worry Child. And,
yes.
And I remember being in the first row, bro. We had reached there 2 hours before the show, and we were waiting in line, and we ran for that first row spot. And then Nikhil and Naved came on stage. I didn't even know who Nikhil Chinapa was back then. My friend was like, that's Nikhil Chinapa. And I instantly became a fan. And I was like, he got them down. And I was like, wow, I became you grew respect for this person, who's getting these artists down to India, because I never imagined that. And then
So that was your first concert ever?
Yeah, that was my first concert, and then, I started getting into this scene so much. I was like, man, even I want to become, a part of this. Even I want to become a DJ or make music and tell my story.
Okay.
So that was the main driving point, that SHM concert. I have to give it to that.
And after how many months or years you decided to start pursuing DJing?
I think after 5 months, man, that SHM concert happened, and within 5 months, I think there was this place called Kairos in Pune. You know that?
Yeah.
There these private birthday parties and all used to happen over there, and this DJ over there, Abhinav, he helped me a lot. So all of my friends' birthdays used to happen over there, and I used to keep going to the DJ, and I'd be like, "Ye gana baja," play this song, and he I used to keep asking him questions, and he was like, it's very easy, and helped me in this way, that way. And then even I started playing for some birthday parties over there.
Oh, nice.
And then I found out about Krishen. He was in my school. Even he was making music, and he was making such good music. And then I decided to do it together. I was like, teach me, music production. And then we decided to start Quistek.
As a duo?
Started the duo.
Okay.
And then Quistek was just a name we came up with.
Oh, nice. Is there any meaning behind Quistek, or is
Yeah. I was I was going through these, I didn't want it to be generic.
Okay.
So I was going through these unique words in English. I remember one day, and I came across this word called quiescence.
Okay.
which means to be peaceful or to be in the moment.
Okay.
And Cuisance was already taken.
Okay.
So I was like, I want to be unique. Then I made Cuisance Quistek.
So you came up with your own word.
Yeah, but it's from this word called Cuisance, which means to be
It's got
peaceful.
a good ring to it.
Yeah.
So when did Krishen decide to not continue, and then you took the lead and made Quistek a solo project?
Krishen, he was more he was doing engineering that time, and he was going to go to the UK to pursue his engineering.
Okay.
So he was like, I'm not going to be able to give time to it, and by that time I was completely in it. So
that's when you
that's
decided.
what I wanted to do, and he wasn't being able to give time to it, so it just made sense to part ways.
Yeah. And now
but
he's
one of the most creative people I know, because he taught me so much, and whenever we made music together, like I've after that also I've met so many producers, but he's one of the most creative guys I've met.
And
he looked at things differently.
He's now a big lifestyle
supermodel
influencer.
Yeah, completely away from engineering.
Yeah. Well, most of the engineering students do that. They do engineering and then they go do something else.
But he's doing great, man. Like too much love for that guy.
So I remember when I booked you for the first time at Penthouze. And we spoke over the phone, and I told you, so you're going to come, and even Krishen is going. He's like, no, bro, Krishen is not going to come. He's preparing for his boards. I'll be coming and I'll be performing. And I was like, how old are you guys? that was a funny thing.
I was 17 and Krishen was 15.
Crazy. And how did the whole Submerge thing happen? It was like a full circle, right? You started your DJing career seeing Nikhil Chinapa, and then Nikhil Chinapa, you opened for him.
And
then he signed you.
No, I remember after that SHM concert, I got so heavily involved in the scene. I used to be active on Twitter. That's how we got to know each other.
Yeah.
We used to follow that In The Mix radio that time, and we used to be tweeting
about each tracks and IDs and all of that.
Yeah, and I used to send like 100 tweets to Nikhil every episode and, try to get a reply from him. And then after a year exactly, I think I started Quistek on 28th March 2014.
Okay.
And 28th March 2015, I got to open for him.
Wow.
And I was like, man, this has to be the best gig of my life, because, this is the reason why I'm DJing. And
weren't you nervous when you had to open for him?
I remember hitting you up only. I like, bro, I'm thinking of playing house, Discord. You were like, just do your thing. Do what you are good at. And I went with that. And yeah, that was a good gig. And then I honestly thought, I didn't play a good set. Because I asked Nikhil, hope you like the set when he came on stage, hope you liked it. And he just gave me a thumbs up, and I thought he didn't like it. And then I was very sad and disappointed. And the next day I woke up in the morning and I see he's followed me back on Twitter. And I was like, oh my God, I've sent this guy so many tweets and he's finally followed me back. And he tweeted about me that, if you liked the music last night, Quistek played a really good set, and he set it up.
He set
all
the
that.
Vibe. Yeah, I remember that.
And then Shrikant had emailed me saying, do you want to sign with Submerge?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, of course, that's been the dream.
So, fun fact, before you signed with Submerge, you were kind of confused because you had another offer from, can I take the name?
Yeah, WMS.
Sharan. And you called me and you told me, bro, I'm very confused. What should I do? And I told you obviously have to go with Submerge.
I remember you wanted to manage me, and you helped me so much, man, back then. You were the first person who got me a show out of Pune.
Yeah.
Remember in Hyderabad? And that's the one and only flight I've ever missed.
Good start.
Yeah, first gig, and I remember 6 a.m. was the flight. Out. I was getting 10,000 plus flights or something, and that was such a big thing for me because I was getting 10,000 and plus they're paying for my flights. Yeah. And the flight was at 6 a.m. and I woke up at 6:30, and there was some emergency because of which I had to sleep late.
Yes.
And then I called you up at 8 and I was like, bro, Tarun, I haven't attended the flight. And then I had to book a flight for 10K.
Yeah.
So basically I did the gig for free.
But I think it was a good experience for you.
Oh yeah. Since then I've never missed a flight, bro.
See?
I'll reach last minute, but I'll somehow make it for the flight.
So somehow you think of me every time you're doing a show outside of Pune.
Every time, bro, because that was a good kick in the start. First flight I missed and then never again.
So how was it with working with Submerge?
Man, the best, dude, because I remember I was 18 back then. Within a year I signed with Submerge, right, after starting DJing. So I didn't know anything, dude, about the scene. I remember playing at they got me this Corona Sunsets gig, and Ash Roy, Kamchor and all were on the lineup, and I didn't even know these people, because I've just gotten into the scene and I'm this CDM guy and who used to play deep house, and man, Submerge opened so many doors for me, and I got to know that these people like Kamchor, Ashra, they've been there since 30 years.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. And then taught me to respect people. And Nikhil's advice, man, that one person, whenever you talk to him, he'll leave you with something that you'll always remember, I go to him with issues, I went to him with issues, with someone having a problem on my reel, so asking me to delete the reel, and I'm calling Nikhil, what do I do? And Nikhil, he's in Dubai, and he's just landed in Dubai, and now he's somehow gotten time because he's running on the treadmill in a gym. And that's called being free for him. And he's talking to me in that time and giving me advice and still being in the present, in the moment, and that's difficult.
This says a lot about a person,
because you're tired and all those things, but he's always in the moment and he'll give you some advice that you'll always remember. And so that one thing I'll obviously thank him for. Submerge opened a lot of doors for me, and no one knew me back then.
Yeah. And you did quite a few good gigs around India.
Yeah, I remember just within 2 months of signing with Submerge, they got me in this opening set for Above and Beyond.
Wow.
And that was my first concert gig and first gig that I was playing on a stage. And I remember reaching there and I was shivering, bro. Couldn't even stand properly. And I remember within 10 minutes of my set, Nikhil comes and he announces on the mic saying that this is Quistek and he's a guy from your own city, Pune, and gives an introduction, and the crowd comes closer and I'm shivering.
I was there for this show. Yeah. This was the Blue Frog
Amphitheater.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice show.
I'll never forget that. That was my first ever what the fuck moment.
My friend Monisha got to push the button.
Oh,
and I was very jealous.
Alaya,
you got to push the button.
Yeah, you were a big Above and Beyond guy. I remember on Twitter.
I used to tune in and
ABGT.
TATW. It was Trans Around the World
back then.
Yeah, and then they shut that show. They started group
ABGT,
therapy. Yeah. Good old days. Good old days of...
You're taking me way back.
Getting all nostalgic here. I want to talk to you about your IP Earthbound Misfits, which you do. It's a monthly gig at Antisocial. How did that happen? How has the collaboration been with Antisocial? And what was your vision behind launching this IP?
Man, firstly super grateful to Social for, giving me this opportunity. Sahib and Vivek from Social got in touch with me, and
Vivek Dudani.
And do you want to curate a night? And I was like, man, I've always wanted to. I was already in the scene. This was 9 years after I started Quistek.
Okay.
And now I had so much knowledge about the scene, so I was I wanted to do my nights, where my people are coming and I'm showcasing good music, and these people got in touch with me, and I was like, man, definitely Social is such a good brand to work with. And without a second thought, I said yes, and I was like, let's do it. And the main idea was just to introduce good music, man. And I wanted this was happening also in that side of town, not Koregaon Park.
Yeah.
It was happening in Aund, FC Road Social. So those side of people will also, get the vibe.
You can bring in new audience also.
New audience. And my friends who don't come to KP often, I was like, man, this is one place which is close by, and I love down tempo music, and I love hard music also. So my idea was like, I'll open and close all the nights.
Okay.
So till date, I open and close all the nights. Like the first set, like I'll be playing, and after me, the opening act will be playing.
Okay. And then you invite a few DJs to be a part of the gig, right? They are on the lineup.
Usually to me and 2 more DJs from Pune or outside Pune.
So you opened for Kamchor for Corona Sunsets, and 9 years later, he has played.
This is like a full circle. I didn't even know, back then I had played with Kamchor.
How do you feel?
And now 3-4 years ago, now that I'm playing minimal sci-tech, the only reason why I'm doing that is Kamchor. And it feels great, man. Like now last year for Holi, I did a back-to-back set with him, and that was like the epitome. I was like, wow. Yuriska offered me this opportunity, and I was like, why not? And
Yuriska did a lot of good gigs.
Yeah, that my first gig with Nikhil was also at Yuriska, that opening set. Yeah, so Yuriska though always gonna be in my heart.
Unreal, na, if you think about it.
They were doing techno back then when no one was even thinking about techno, man. Even I didn't know such a club could even run.
But
2009.
Fun fact: Sandy Singh, who owns Yuriska, also had a small place called North Main, which is now Swig.
Oh yeah?
And in North Main, he has hosted Jalebee Cartel.
Oh yeah? Fuck, I didn't know that, dude.
And kids who don't know what is Jalebee Cartel, please go Google.
I know Jalebee Cartel, I didn't know North Main.
So Arjun Wagale, Kamchor, Ash Roy, they all have...
Yeah, sadly I wasn't there around, man. By the time I got into the scene, they had already broken up.
Yeah.
But wish I could listen to that.
One thing I've noticed at your gigs, there are a lot of familiar faces. How do you manage to cultivate this loyalty amongst your friends and maybe fans? There are a lot of pretty ladies too.
I don't know how to answer that, man. Like so thankful and grateful to all the friends and everyone for support, and I've had really good friends, who've supported me throughout, and people like you who've been there, and I can name so many people like these, who've been there from the start of my journey, and they're so I know they're happy to see me do things, and they always want to come, support, be there, and
I can see that. I mean, it's such a happy vibe.
Yeah.
They come for all your shows, they support you, and it's really great to see that.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for anything more, honestly.
How has your experience been for playing at festivals like Supersonic, Enchanted Valley Carnival, Satellite Beachside? How is it different from you playing at a club?
Festival is always different, man. I love club shows. My club shows have always been the best. But festivals, it's just a different thing, man, because you're on this big stage and that nervousness still kicks in. I remember playing for this Worldly Sea Face festival. It was happening on the Sea Face, bro.
Wow.
In the public. So there were 10,000-15,000. It was open to the public.
Sea of people.
Yeah, open to the public. Whoever is listening to the music and liking it can just come and join in. Back in 2015 or 16 this was. And bro, wherever I could see, I was just looking up and I could just see people, man. And you don't see that in a club, right?
Yeah.
It's festival, there were 10,000 people at least, bro. And it's good. It's
festivals
fun.
Are a different vibe.
Yeah, festivals are different vibe.
Yeah.
But still club shows for me.
More intimate.
I love intimate ones, yeah.
Same. Your younger brother Saransh is an esports athlete.
Oh.
So basically, what does he do?
He's a FIFA player.
So he kicks people's ass in FIFA.
Yeah.
He does that for a living.
He does that for a living. Dude, he earns more than me. He's 5 years younger than me and he earns more than me.
So how are your parents...
again, super...
I mean, both of you have a very unusual career.
All of my relatives or anyone who comes home also just says that your parents have been so supportive, because both of these kids are doing something completely different.
Yeah.
I don't know any other gamer, you know. Like now because of him, I've gotten to know gamers, but gaming and DJing and music, and like very thankful because, you know,
they were supportive from
supportive
the beginning,
right from the start, and we have a
they
like
were confused like is this just a phase for the kids or is what was their reaction
even
in the
they
beginning?
didn't know, like even I didn't know, even they didn't know, like
Okay.
I was studying law, man. I did science after 10th standard, and then after that I didn't want to do engineering. I had already gotten into music, so I was like, I'll do law. And then I was trying to study, but even they weren't sure, even I wasn't sure. But then I just started enjoying it so much, so I was like, man, this is going to be my thing. And they were always supportive, bro. Like never ever, you know, asked me to do anything, like, you know, apart from that.
Nice.
My dad was from this orthodox background. He has a business and he's worried that, you know, who's going to continue the business, but still he doesn't, you know, interfere in this.
So nice. So nice to have supportive
super
parents.
Thankful, yeah.
And yeah.
Brother, so he's what, 22 now. He has a long.
He's just getting started.
Yeah, he's just getting started. So maybe he'll continue the business. That's what I'm relying on.
Or maybe how the world of music and events is going. Maybe you will have to step in. How has your music style evolved from when you first started Quistek?
Oh, one thing I'll say, I'm so jealous of people, you know, who like one music, man, throughout their life. And there are so many people like that. Wish I could also be inclined, you know, just towards one genre, because my music taste has been just haywire, man. I like one thing for 5 months, 1 year, and then I'll get
switch
bored
to
of
something
it.
else.
I started with EDM, and then tropical house, and then drum and bass, and then deep house, techno, and then now Psy-tech. No, actually Psy-trance before techno. I was so heavily into Psy-trance. I remember back in 2015-16 when I was doing tropical house EDM, how we knew each other. And then after that I got so bored of EDM and this whole thing that I got out of music, and then I was into Psy-trance. And then I, like, you know, discovered these down-tempo Psy artists who were doing so much live stuff, you know, with a guitar and all that. And they were also making deep house.
Okay.
Desert Dwellers and Armin and that crew, Raj and all those people.
Organic,
and I was like,
down-tempo.
Down-tempo. And that's how I got into this techno space then. And and then now again I'm getting a bit bored of it. So let's see.
What's
finding something what I can like.
Which genre of music you can relate to the most?
I think live music. Like anything live, like, you know, when a person is singing live or a person is playing a guitar live or something that just moves me, it touches my soul.
Okay.
That's why I've been trying to learn how to play the guitar.
Okay.
Hopefully by this year end or by next year start, I can have my live show.
Nice.
And I want to play the guitar while DJing. I actually got so inspired by Paji. You remember that show you had done at Coco?
Yeah.
And I loved Paji. And, you know, whenever he would pick the violin up and play while DJing, it would just give you goosebumps.
Yeah.
Man, and
very nice artist.
Yeah. That's the idea. Like, I want to, like, you know, touch people that way.
I think that would be something very interesting. You should work on that.
Yeah, hopefully.
So tell us about some moments from your DJing career. Some embarrassing moments.
Many, too many. The most recent one, I think, the one that memory that strikes me as soon as you ask that question is I was opening for Ben Böhmer last year in Pune only. And I was playing
Sandy
Singh only, yeah, man.
He was involved.
Yeah. And so I was playing 3 tracks at one time. And I didn't know this happens on the CDJ. Like, I was again, you know, nervous. Like, this is like, 8 years after I started DJing. But still, you know, my hands were shivering a bit. And I was playing 3 tracks and I wanted to reloop one track. And galti se I pressed reloop twice. And then when you press twice, it goes on exit. the reloop. So it's full as it started happening on the stage, and I was like, oh shit. I just took that song down.
Acted like nothing happened.
Acted like nothing happened. Yeah, you learn everything every day. Something every day.
But how was your experience opening for Ben Böhmer? I mean, that was a very good show.
Man, I
there were
remember
5,000 people in Pune.
Yeah,
it was at the Mills, I guess,
around
right?
3,000 people, and after so long, because that was after COVID, and since COVID, nothing had happened in Pune, and
it was
December. 5-6 months before the
Yeah.
show, Sandy had called me, and I was so heavily into minimal sci-tech by then that I was like, Ben Böhmer.
What will I?
Yeah, Ben Böhmer, like deep house, and then Sandy called me and he like opened for Ben Böhmer, and I was telling him the same thing, and he's like, you've done so many opening sets in your life. I've done like 200, 300 opening sets, bro, and I've played everything. So he's like, and he knows it. Most I've played at Euriska. So he was like, do it. And I was like, man, thank you. And like, within 2 minutes, I realized, what a great opportunity this is, and so thankful, and what an experience, man, that was. Like, there were so many people, bro. I was playing the sunset time, and after me, Anyasa and Ben Böhmer, and when I started my set, everyone was scattered and people were far away at the bar having their drinks, and then it was a challenge to get them in front. And by the end, like, it was packed. And that's the best feeling, when you're opening the night and like you're seeing people come in and you're filling up the dance floor.
Slowly it's filling up.
You can see like people, like vibe from like standing still. Like this person who you thought is not going to dance is like now dancing. And like you're setting that vibe. I like that the most. That's what I'm trying with Earthbound Misfits also. Like, I want to open the night and close the night, set the tone, and then set the tone towards the end also. Like the way you come in and the way you go out.
Yeah. Speaking of Earthbound Misfits, let's go back to that. I want to discuss about the revenue model. How does it work with you and the venue?
So I just take a fee from them. Like whatever I'm playing and whatever I'm curating. Yeah, I'll take a fixed amount, and they pay for the artists.
Yes. And the artists which you basically suggest that you want this artist to be on the lineup for.
Yeah, they always.
This edition.
Yeah, that's why I'm so thankful to Social, because 99.9% of the times they'll agree and then they'll try to change it, but I'll still convince them to agree. So that's why I'm so grateful, man, like, that I got the opportunity to work with Social. They've always like helped me in that.
Nice. Speaking of the Ben Böhmer gig, I'll share a fun fact. Ben Böhmer has played at Coco, by the way.
What?
Yes.
I know he played at Euriska he didn't play.
At Coco.
Coco? What the fuck?
Before he blew up, he played at Coco.
But when? When? I don't know that.
I'll put up the flyer, the gig flyer.
Fuck, I actually didn't know that, bro. I knew Boris Brech and Charlotte David played at this thing, Euriska. But I never knew Ben Böhmer.
Big acts have played at Euriska as well.
Yeah, but Coco, Ben Böhmer, fuck, I didn't know that.
I think it was 2018.
Oh, I remember that tour. I had played at Satellite, and Ben Böhmer was playing at Satellite also. And then I think he played in Pune.
Yes.
That time he wasn't that big, yeah. He had just one song, that After Earth remix. Yes. That's how I got to know him, yeah.
But it's so crazy if you think about it, na?
His growth, no? Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah. And that consistency and hard work, dude. And he's stuck true to his sound. Like, you listen to his music even back then in 2016, 17, he stuck to it. And that's why I'm so jealous of such people, man, who like one style of music and they're so inclined towards it. I wish I wasn't getting bored of music so easily.
Maybe you will find your vibe with the live thing which you were talking about.
Yeah, no, I found my vibe. I like that hypnotic sound, like, which puts you in that, as Quiescence means, to be in the moment. Like, which does that to you. I started with happy music, then got into dark music, and then now again I'm into happy vibes. But I know that vibe, that tone that I want.
Speaking about opening sets, what do you think is important? How important is it to set a vibe for the main act to come and just smash it?
it's not even about the main act, it's just about the night overall. Like, people don't get how important the music you listen to is when you are just entering a club. Because when I'm entering a club, I don't want some dham dhum,
no banging music.
I'm getting my drink. I want to like
You're just starting.
get into
You're
the vibe
up.
of what's going to happen.
Yes.
When at the peak of the night. And it's very important, man. Like, people don't get it these days, but like setting the tone of the night sets the night, man. And
reading the room is very important.
Reading the room and just giving that people that easy vibe and still, something to groove to, but not go too ham.
Yeah.
Like, it's very important, man. And whenever I hear a good opening set, like I'll make sure that person knows it, because that's very important.
Yes.
People these days are very desperate to like make their mark, because now they're getting a chance to play this gig, and they want to
try to just outshine.
Not even outshine, like they want to, like, I understand they want to make a name for themselves also, right? They want people to,
they've got this one opportunity and they want to make the most of
now,
it.
This is all I have. And but that's not it. People need to realize that opening sets have helped me the most in my life.
So you have opened for many artists, like Above and Beyond, Ben Böhmer, Monolink, and from India, Anyasa, Kora, Kamchor. How has the experience been? Have you managed to get feedback from these artists?
Man, the most I guess I've learned is through opening sets, because I never put any class, to learn DJing or to learn production. Like, I learned through YouTube videos. And then whenever I would get to open for someone, I would like look at how this person is mixing after me. I would like stand there slyly behind and see how this person is mixing after me, and then learn through that. And opening sets have helped me the most in that aspect also, like to learn how to read the room and to learn how to DJ and everything. Like, opening sets, just great. And Ankitrix, in fact, I was opening for him in 2019. And he was the first DJ who I saw, who was doing something like just more than playing two songs, like, just more than mixing two songs.
Telling a story.
Yeah, like he was like, I finished playing my track and then he started playing after me. And the way he looped my song with his song and the effects and all that he put and the vibe of my song that he used with the song that he was going to play. Yeah. And I was like, man, DJing can be so much more than just playing two songs.
Yes.
Like, you can do something on the spot, and like that really changed my perception about DJing.
These small things.
Small things. You keep learning every day, man. And opening sets, people have to like give more importance to that.
What's your favorite festival you've played at?
I haven't played at many festivals, but yeah, Supersonic for sure. Like, it's always a vibe. Like, because we were those Twitter boys back then, man, and I was there with Nikhil and this whole thing with Sunburn going on back then, and he started Supersonic, and then I was like, I'm obviously Supersonic, it's not even a question.
Yes.
And yeah, but after that, when he started Supersonic and all, it has to be my favorite. Yeah. Not even a question.
Can we talk about that particular Supersonic edition? There was Eric Pritz on the lineup. There was Boris Brejcha on the lineup. Who else was there on the lineup?
Macklemore, Zed, and Henrik Schwartz, and Eagles and Butterflies, and all these people in Pune, man. And that was the first time Supersonic was happening in Pune.
Yes.
And I was going to... Funny story. I was going to play the first set of the festival. So I was going to kick things off. And my set was at 2 p.m. And I've left my house at 12 p.m. thinking I'll reach by 1 p.m, bro. I'll be there an hour early. And then while I'm on the way, they tell me that, I have to collect my band from this hotel. And I go to the hotel, I collect my band, and now we are in this traffic zone. It's 1:45 and I've still not reached the venue. And 2 o'clock I have to start playing. I'm kicking the festival off. Like, without me, the festival is not starting. And my manager is calling me and he's like, what are you doing? And then after 5 minutes, it's 1:50 now. And then now Nikhil starts calling me. He's like, where the fuck are you? And I'm like, bro, I'm on my way. There's so much traffic. And At 1:55, I remember I've just left the cab and I've like ran towards the venue. And 1:59, I reached there. But yeah, that was
just in time.
Heart in the mouth moment. Nikhil was so disappointed. I could see it on his face. But 2 o'clock sharp, I started playing music. But yeah, that was a funny story. I was running, bro. Like 1 kilometer, I must have sprinted, man, towards the venue.
What's your dream collaboration?
Right now, man, I wish you asked me this 2 years ago when I knew what sound I was really liking. But now again, I'm in that phase where I want to like explore something new and...
But maybe back then, which artist would you like to collaborate with?
Those tastes have changed, right? Continuously. Like my favorite artists I've had so many favorite artists. So there's no dream collaboration as such right now. I was in fact talking to Kamchor a few days ago about this same issue that I had called him, and I was like, man, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm not liking the music that's out there right now, and I don't feel like playing that. And he said the best thing that, that this is the best time to make something that you like, right? Like, you have to make it yourself. Why do you want to rely on people to make something, that you like? And I think that's what I want to work towards, and then maybe I'll find a dream collaboration.
I mean,
but I would love to make a song with him, man. Like, I'm still into this minimal tech phase. I would love to collaborate.
Have you discussed their lows? Because you are in touch with all these artists. Have they ever shared their experiences?
It's the first thing when I called Kamshore and I told him, I'm in this phase, and he's like, chill maar beta. He's like, I've been here since 35 years, this happens. You're like a new guy. But yeah, man, everyone goes through that, and that's the part and parcel about this industry, I guess. Like, because I also used to hate on these artists before, like Armin van Buuren and Tiesto and Coldplay, and who are like just changing the sound as the time comes.
Yes.
But then as time progresses, you realize now that
even you have changed as a person.
Even you have changed. Like, man, you're not doing it for the public. Yes. You're not doing it because, this is the
next
fad right
trend.
now. Yeah. Yes. It's just because you are liking it right now. You can't like just one thing forever. Like, change is the only constant. So that one thing for sure.
I mean, you have to evolve. You have to.
Yeah, man. Change is the only constant.
Change is the only constant.
So yeah, jealous also of those people who like same music, but yeah, I'm sure I'll figure something out. Some happy vibes again.
Which is your favorite place in Pune to play at?
There's no place left, bro, in Pune. After that, everything's broken down. There is literally no club, bro, left in Pune.
But which is
High spirits, but one thing I have to give it to Khodu, man. Like, after being in the scene for 10, 11 years now, almost 11 years I've been here, and I've been to almost every club in India. There's nothing like High Spirits. Like, to run a club for 12 years.
More than 12 years, bro.
More than 12 years, and to run it well, man. Not just run it. Like, they're packed even on Tuesdays, dude. So...
I mean, they have cracked They've cracked one thing. There are very talented artists who have performed at High Spirits, but it's never about the artist. Like,
it's just the vibe, bro.
It's the vibe.
The most that I must have played at any club must still be High Spirits. Like, I must have played them more than 50 times in my life. And back then, I remember I could play whatever I wanted to, and I knew there are going to be some people who are like going to come and enjoy this, and by the end of the night, someone will be tweeting about me and all that, and it would motivate you so much, right? Because you are doing just your thing, and there are people who are giving a fuck about it.
Yes. So there's props to High Spirits. These guys have been way ahead 100%, of the 100%. Curve.
It's not easy. Like, now I've realized in 11 years it's not easy to run a club.
I mean, There should be a case study on High Spirits. How they managed to...
His brain.
Yeah. How is
For
his
sure.
process though? Of talking to artists, booking them. How's your experience been?
First gig I think I played at High because of Anish Sood.
Yes.
I was like...
And now he goes by the name of Anyasa.
Yeah. So back... He also helped me so much, man. I used to send him my music back then. I was producing a lot of music, Krishen and I. And he was the first one who, used to take time out and give me like 3-4 page feedbacks.
You've told me about this.
Yeah. He would like send me what hurts and like what frequencies I should change and like, in depth feedbacks. And so he, like, when I knew him and so he was playing in Pune and I was like, man, I would love to open for you. Like, it's just been, I think I'd started DJing 2-3 months before that. Quistek 2-3 months before that. And he was like, why not? I'll tell High Spirits to do that. And then because of that gig, I got to know Kodu and people. And Kodu had, like, never spoke to me directly for a gig. It was always, they have a programmer, Arjun Mohan was there back then, and now it's Urvaksh. Yeah, so they always reach out. But yeah, like I've worked with High also for some festivals and all, and the way he thinks is very different.
Yes.
Like, very smart guy. Of course.
Of course. Let's talk about your all-time favorite track.
Bro,
it can be anything.
Maybe some Bollywood track. I think, I don't know. All-time favorite, I don't know. But I think Doors, like, all-time favorite for me is Doors. Like, I'm a big rock guy and psychedelic rock guy and psytrance guy, but Doors for me is like, they changed a lot of things for me. I must have heard every album of theirs like at least 100 times, like whole album.
This is while you're growing up, before you got into EDM, right?
No, this was after I got bored of EDM.
Oh, then you...
So when I got, like, I was an EDM guy. I was a Bollywood guy. Then I became EDM. And then when I started getting bored, I got into this whole psychedelic rock and psytrance, and I think that really changed my whole perception on music. Also rock, I still love rock. Like, that's how I start my day and that's how I end my day.
Oh, nice.
So, and whenever I'm in my phase, I listen to some Bollywood also. But old Bollywood, man, I can't stand new Bollywood.
New Bollywood is... Let's
Bro, old Bollywood music back then was so good, dude. Like, even if you listen to the instrumentals, like, apart from the vocals, like, the intros to a song and just the background scores in movies and all was so good, dude. I don't know what has happened now. I take, like, when I was releasing and making a lot of music, most of my inspiration was through Bollywood, dude. Like,
okay.
2020, crazy, dude. You don't like Bollywood?
No, I do like Bollywood. I do listen to Bollywood. I listen to everything. It's very important to listen to everything and not judge it. Like, just let's listen.
Yeah, Pehle I would judge a lot, but then, everyone has their own taste at some point in life. Like, I know that I'm good. What I like now, I'm not going to like 10 years later, but I'm not going to shit on it anymore. Every good music is good music.
Think about artists now. Like, if you spoke about Armin Van Buuren, went from producing trance to
EDM to now he's doing that stuff with Vinny Vici and all, like psytrance and techno and all. Like, now you never know if he really likes it or no, but I can't judge him for that, right? Yes. Like, that he just, became a sellout and he just adapted because, the people.
It's easy to say such things.
Easy to say such things, bro. You never know what that person is going through internally. And it's a challenge, dude, always.
Even Anish Sood's graph has been pretty crazy.
Yeah, man. So much respect to what he's doing. And today only I was, in fact, seeing that he played in Amsterdam and it was like a sold out thing. And I was like, man, so happy for him, bro, because he also, I remember back then when he used to help me so much, he used to make EDM tracks and all that, but he used to play such sick deep house music, man. And I knew he always had a thing for deep house. And now he's finally doing that. And it's so good to see that, man.
Yeah, I recently went for his gig. He performed at High for the cookout.
Oh, you went for that?
Yeah,
I was supposed to go, but it started raining or something.
That was such a nice gig.
Yeah.
Fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. I didn't know you still attend gigs.
Very rarely, but yeah.
I have stopped asking you only if you're coming for any gig or anything.
I mean, I went to High for this gig, and so many people were surprised to see me there. Oh, you're alive! Oh,
yeah.
out of your bat cave. Yeah, I come out once in a while for a good gig. And I like Anish. He's played so many times at Penthouze, at Coco.
One of those guys
really
who's been
he's a
there.
very nice, chill guy. I like what he plays. And he always drops a Eric Prydz, a Prida, Saransh track.
He'll take you back to that 2014, 15 era.
I miss that, yeah. That.
Even I miss that, man. Like, I love nostalgia music back then.
We should do one of those gigs, huh?
Oh shit, you remember we used to do that at Coco?
Yeah,
those
Coco,
throwback sets I did twice.
That's what the brief I used to give to Dave and Yash. Actually, we planned it together that post 12-1 we'll just play all of this music.
Throwback.
Yeah. Fuck this. Fuck everyone. Fuck the sales. Just let's play this for ourselves. And we used to like have fun.
Man, that era was one of a kind. I think we've grown up in a good era.
Good era.
Yeah. So much stuff evolving and so much new music to explore and like to access, man. Like, because I remember back then, like the only way I could download music was LimeWire, and you use that?
Of course, bro. I'm old enough.
But yeah, man, and now we didn't have anything to stream music, bro. Like if I wanted to play a song on YouTube, it would take like an hour to buffer. 720 kbps and all that. Now like new music and good music is easily accessible.
Spotify playlists are already there. You get all the algorithm recommends you tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, but I like I basically listen to music all day. So I like searching for music. I like searching and that happiness of searching for something different and an artist which I've never heard of. That's I feel really happy.
That's still the best. Yeah. Like even I love it. Like it's just like life has a whole new meaning when you find this new artist. And he has like good music, and I'm like, wow, I have like my next 1 or 2 months sorted.
I'm
because
just going to listen to
every set of his. And
I'm going to abuse that track played on loop. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for now. That one artist who I can like so much. Monolink was one of them for me. When I was coming back from that rock phase to techno phase, so Monolink plays the guitar and sings, right? Yes. So he was that one, and back then, now he's making techno and all, but back then he was making this fusion with live and down-tempo music. Man, that really moved me, man. I was like, and then when I got to open for him in Goa, I was like, dude.
But did that show,
never happened.
Something went down, right?
Too much shit went down. It never happened. He performed for 15 minutes.
Yeah. And the visuals from that set was on Instagram. It was pretty good. It was like a sunrise.
Sunrise. No, so it was supposed to be at night.
And it happened in the morning. No?
He was supposed to play at 2 a.m. at this club, and then at night, because of some permission issues, they shifted it to this other club, and then he was going to do a sunrise set. And people, you can't even imagine, they were sitting in front, They were sitting, bro, from 3 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. They're like,
what?
Because there was so much crowd. Imagine at 3 a.m. when they announced the show is moving to this other club, like everyone's walking from there till here, and everyone's reached the venue, and now they're sitting over there in the front waiting for 4 hours, and then he finally comes on stage, performs for 15 minutes, and then again it stopped because of some permission, police issues. But that was a day I'll never forget. I was supposed to play after him, man, and it was such a beautiful setting, and it never happened.
There'll always be a next
Police
time.
in India always.
Manifest.
Now I don't like him that much. So now not manifesting. Back then I did.
Man, it's been a fun chat, yeah.
Yeah, always, bro.
Before we wrap up, what is the one piece of advice you'd like to give to aspiring DJs who are coming up?
I am no one to give advice, but I'm a very new guy. But
There's one thing I liked about you. You used to reach out to everyone. That is one thing which people don't do very often.
that was one thing I learned, man. Like, you need to realize that, people have been there before you, and you need to respect the people who have been here, and they know things, man. And, like, in the end, I listen to what I want to do, and I listen to only myself. But people have, been here, and they're not here because without a reason, dude. Like, they've done stuff. So everyone has a story to tell. And
yes,
I always appreciate that. Like, I always, want to know what people have to say and what story of theirs they have. And you helped me so much, man, in the start. Like, I'll always be grateful to that.
You're being
I
too
remember
kind.
coming up to you with the pettiest of issues.
Fun
And,
times. It's so nice to see your growth, yeah. From those Twitter days to having you here on the podcast. It's been a journey.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking out the time and coming to the studio. And thank you for sharing your story with us.
Hope I wasn't that awkward. But this helped me, man. I'm
You
going
did
to
good.
take the other podcasts up also now.
I have a feeling you're not going to stop now. You're going to go to everyone's podcast. You're going to go to Untriggered.
I feel confident now.
Nice. Well, you're
But
welcome.
Thank you for having me, bro. And thank you for
Thank you.
making me do this. Got me out of my bat cave. And made me drive 2 hours for this. And yeah, it was a pleasure, bro. Talking
Thank you
to
so
you
much.
and reliving those wonderful memories we've had, yeah. One of the best gigs you've given me, man. So, for sure.
Thank you.